This guy says, you got to keep in mind they'd be able to celebrate making another Final Four if I root for my rival to get to the national title.
Sure.
So that's why they're not rooting for their rival.
Right. Yeah.
And another says that, like I was even talking to Evan, he's like, I can't do it. I can't root for my rival. And you're not rooting for your rival in this scenario as much as you're rooting for the worst emotional heartbreak your rival could ever endure.
Right. You're rooting for the scenario.
Yeah, you're rooting for them to get there because you trust your team will deliver the most humiliating, embarrassing, debilitating moment in their school's history. So you're not so much rooting for them as you are rooting for all the bad things to happen to them emotionally in the biggest night of their season.
Sure. And it's I get that. I'm rooting for anyone to be able to play against in the championship game.
Fair enough. Chances we see all Big Ten, it really does kind of rest with MSU more than anybody else, right?
Yeah, because, I mean, it's Michigan is favored to get there.
Arizona
Purdue,
especially.
Well, but Purdue would have to have a perfect performance to be able to beat Arizona. And if they played 10 times, does Purdue win once?
I think they would more than once.
Okay,
they got a puncher's chance. They're not going to be favored. Arizona's looking really good.
Right. And then you look at, obviously, there's guaranteed to be one team in, whether it's Illinois or Iowa.
Do you know Heather really, I shouldn't say needs, but a huge key to her winning the bracket is Iowa getting to the Final Four.
Oh, you were all Big Ten, eh?
No, but someone she's competing with has Illinois. And that region has gone up in air with Florida and Houston gone.
Sure.
So she needs the Illinois story to end, which means she's going to be rooting for Iowa this weekend.
It's a tough one.
I know.
Look, they're not a Cinderella in the traditional sense. They are a great story in this tournament.
Sure.
This is their first Elite Eight since '87. Their coach has won all these D2 national titles and had a bunch of success right away at Drake, and now a bunch of success at Iowa. Like all these years with Fran McCaffrey, and he shows up, and here they are.
Yeah. And it is a great story. They also have, everybody's on Dusty May for the roster that he has. Everyone that is on this roster was not there 2 years ago. They came along with him, Wyoming and D2, D3, NAIA schools. But that's modern basketball.
So, Heather, if Iowa wins for you and they pull it off, will you eat some corn?
Yeah, you don't have anything against corn.
You like corn?
I do love corn.
Okay.
Who doesn't like corn?
I don't.
Corn, Iowa. They make corn there?
Yeah.
There's a farms?
Yes, we got the joke.
Okay, you're looking at me like you didn't.
You said it like would she
like they didn't get the joke.
No, Tom, it's like you said it like, would she eat cockroaches? Like, would you eat corn? Yeah, put some butter on it. Let's go.
Well, the joke is,
I love I like corn. Yes.
yeah, the joke is better if it's Nebraska.
I know.
Cornhuskers.
I'm glad it's 9:57 on Friday.
So are we.
Yeah,
Jeez,
exactly,
you guys like when you say,
Party har. Look, you got a lot going on tonight.
I think we should ask Gator that question.
We should ask Gator that
I think
question.
his answer will be very similar to mine.
One of the things we did today is I said, could you root for your rival to set up the national title? Would you root for Michigan to set up playing them for a national title? And for John, would you root for the Spartans to set up that matchup for all the marbles?
No.
Okay.
Never root for my rival.
Yeah.
It's not so much rooting
It's so
for your
rare.
rival as
There have been like maybe a handful of times in my life that I've rooted for Michigan. That's it.
This is not one of them.
no.
No.
The way I tried
All
to
due respect. I know it comes back. the same
No,
way.
it was the same answer I had.
Yeah.
Gator, the way I try to explain it is you're not rooting for them so much as you're rooting for the most agonizing way for them to lose.
I don't care. I just want to win.
Okay.
I don't buy into any, that other stuff is like that's like trolling stuff, and I don't get into that. I'm focused. I'm focused right here, John.
Oh.
I'm focused right here. Laser focused.
Wow, we locked eyes.
Yeah. That's it.
You feeling
Who's
good
going to
about
blink
tonight?
first?
I don't feel good about with the basketball team. I wouldn't say I feel good about it. I feel fine about it. I mean, I think they've got a great chance to win, and Michigan State's a really good team, but UConn's a really good team. So I just hope that what I don't want to see is a bad game. Mm-hmm. Give me a good game. If they lose in a good game, so be it, right? But I don't want to see it like it's obvious why they lost because nobody could shoot from the outside. And somebody gets in foul trouble. They're calling the game tight, and then you start seeing some stupid stuff from fears. I don't want to see any of that stuff. Just go out there and play well and may the best
See what
team
happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine you guys are going to be talking a lot about the Tigers today.
Oh yeah, I mean, wow. We use the term juice. Like him being on the roster alone brought some juice to the season, and that's exactly what it is: excitement, buzz, people talking, texting. You see what the kid's doing? Like, I mean, that's fun from day one, moment one. Mm-hmm. The question is, of course, how good is he going to be? Is he? Because I don't think he's an 800 hitter.
No?
You're the one.
So
You're the
given
one.
the,
You're
two,
gonna
given the two
push that
chances,
out
I
today?
would say under.
Karsch and Anderson next, 97.1.
WGRY in Grayling is a division of Blarney Stone Broadcasting with 97.1 Detroit Sports Radio Network. Powered by Gardner White Furniture in Gaylord. Same owners, same location, all new attitude. 101.1 WGRY.
Good morning, Northern Michigan, and welcome to Friday Face-Off here on Up North Sports Radio, 101.1 WGRY. Jerry Coyne, Rich Calkins in studio. Rich was out with me yesterday as we had our live broadcast kicking off the Tiger baseball season, and things could not have started any better, Rich.
Yeah, that's for sure. What about a great crowd down there at the Silver Dollar? Very interactive, into it, all of that. Great turnout there. And then the Tigers, right from the get-go, jump on the San Diego pitcher, who actually is pretty good.
Nick Pivetta, yeah.
Pivetta, yeah, had a great season last year, but he did not pitch well at all. And any cookies that he put up over the plate, the Tigers hit it.
Yeah, the new balls and strikes thing is going to be interesting because Pivetta is a high ball hitter, and they were not calling that pitch.
Right.
So, and nobody was, he was not challenging those pitches because they weren't actually strikes. You know, that's going to be an interesting focus of this year. Pitchers that love to live on the outside edges might find their season to be a bit more challenging.
Right.
But when you have a pitcher like Tarek Skubal that's pounding the strike zone, it could benefit Skubal because he certainly pitched a pretty good. Gave up 2 hits in the first inning. Looked like they were going to give back some of that lead, and then he struck out the side.
And exactly. Kind of refocus there and it is going to be a new strategy with that, the automated umpiring situation. Now, the way I understand it, you get 2 per team. Is that correct?
That's right.
Okay. So it'll be interesting to see when they use it. Obviously, probably in high leverage situations, all of that.
The one thing I'm not clear about is, do you retain them? So if you continue to get it right, do you keep 2?
Right.
Or do you only get 2, period? I think you get to retain them. I don't think you can. I don't know. That's a good question. I'll
Similar
look it
to
up here.
challenges, you know what I mean, in the NFL and different things like that. If you're found to be correct, you get to continue with those. And so, that would only make sense. But, we're just Kevin McGonigal. What more can you? Yeah, exactly. The very, very first pitch he sees at the major league level, he just ropes it down into right field for a double.
Two RBIs.
2 RB. I love the speed of the kid.
He can run.
Yes, he can. He's just absolutely loved the hustle and the energy that he provided for this team. He's a real humble kid, but he's
no doubt about that.
He's really ingratiated himself with the guys. You saw Skubal go up to him and give him a hug and words of encouragement. And it was really cool to see. I mean, it really could not have been a better opener for these Tigers.
Yeah, briefly, if your challenge is upheld, then you retain them. So, I mean, theoretically, you could have 9 or 10 of them.
Yeah.
And then if the game goes into extra innings, you get 1 in the 10th inning.
Okay.
So, or use it as long as it takes for the game.
Javi did it in an at-bat and won it.
Yeah.
Won the challenge because he said, because he knows what, you know what I mean?
There's a few guys on this team that really know the strike zone. That's one of the things that they really liked about McGonigal and why they brought him up.
Yes.
He started out hot as a firecracker in spring training, kind of leveled off on the hitting somewhat, but he was still getting a lot of walks.
Yep.
And the Tigers are kind of like the Moneyball guys Rich, they don't care how you get on base.
That's exactly right. Get on base.
Yeah. If you walk, a walk is as good as a hit.
Yeah, just like you're taught in Little League.
Yeah.
You say the old thing. A walk's as good as a hit. All that,
Yeah,
you-
but for
but
years
it's
in
real.
baseball, they never used to they think
Oh,
that way. Like, well, the
exactly.
guy walks a lot. Yeah, good.
Good on base percent. That means he's got a good chance of scoring. Then
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not. It's really you can make it simple and make it the way you want to play baseball, and that is the way the Tigers want it. And they're united from the top down. What they want to do. They spent some money in the offseason on
pitching.
On pitching. With Framber Valdez starting today, another lefty.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised with that.
That they would do.
I thought they would go lefty righty, lefty righty.
Okay.
So I thought Flaherty or Mize would pitch today instead of having two left-handers and then
Back to
two
back.
right-handers. We'll see how that plays out this year, because I mean conceivably you're talking about lefty lefty, righty righty righty.
Yeah.
Because they're going to have a 5-man rotation, and so.
And I think
obviously A.J. Hinch is smarter than I am.
Well, he's smarter than both of us put together. But at least when it comes to baseball.
Yeah.
Right. And I think there's obviously throughout this long season, there's opportunity when there's extra rest for certain players that he may want to change that up at some point.
Yeah.
And to go with, the Skubal, then the Flaherty, then come back with Valdez and all of that. And I think you'll probably see that at certain matchups.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. But it kind of came up yesterday, and I think we talked about this a few weeks ago. How cool is that? You go lefty righty with two fantastic left-handers.
Right.
And so we'll
you set
see.
it up almost like your batting order, righty, lefty,
Right.
right. You do similar things.
Yeah, as we pointed out, I mean, it's pretty obvious that the Tigers could not have had a better opener. Parker Meadows gets a big 2 RBI hit where people have been questioning.
Yes.
Can he stay in the lineup with his bat? This Tiger team, obviously it's not a murderer's row. Nobody's going to confuse this team with Garrick and Ruth and Jimmy Fox and all the others. But they are versatile. They have most of the guys in the lineup, other than Torkelson and Dingler, play multiple positions.
Yes.
They, like Baez and Vierling, even Carpenter can play outfield and infield.
McKinstry can play multiple positions.
So, and
they
AJ
love that.
loves that.
They do.
So McGonigal at third base made some pretty nice plays as well.
I love the range on him, man. I was able to I listened to part of it and then watched part of it, and then it was really cool to see him with the range on some balls I thought for sure the shortstop was going to get, Javi was going to get, and here comes McGonigal flying in, cutting him off, and making a great throw, and also just fielded it very, very well.
Well, this is something that is going to benefit this team. I think they're going to be very much improved defensively, and when you add in the pitchers that they have, that means that your margin for error is great.
Yeah.
The Tigers do not have to score 8 runs every day to win a baseball game.
That's exactly right. And then with the additions to the bullpen, we hope that those all work out, of course. But you want to do that. And defensively, I think that he was quoted as saying that his best defensive alignment when Framber Valdez is pitching, because he said the only true ground ball pitcher that the Tigers have, and his words, not mine, said that he's going to put his best defensive alignment is McGonigal at third and Javi at short. And so you're going to see that again today.
Very good second baseman.
Yeah.
Torkelson is a very fine fielding first baseman, and they've got a lot of speed in the outfield.
Yeah. They do, exactly. Can cover that ground, and that's what it's all about.
Green and Meadows are as fast as anybody in the outfield. And, it was good that everybody got a hit. The question marks, Riley Green got a Did he have 1 or 2 hits? I have to take a look at the box score.
He had 1.
Yeah.
Torkelson got 1, scored a couple runs.
Right.
Got on base with a walk and a
Dingler
hit.
hits a homer. We're not going on 162-0, but
No, we're
just the best start you could have possibly hoped for.
I mean, because you look at that San Diego lineup, Tatis and
Yeah.
Bogarts and Machado. I mean, these are all
The Padres
all-stars.
I think the Padres have the 4th highest payroll in baseball.
Yeah, they have spent some serious money there.
Well, the Tigers have spent some serious money. Tigers are, at 9? I think the Tigers have the 9th highest payroll in baseball this year.
In the top 10 there, and that's just something we haven't seen in a long
But there
time.
might be $100 million difference between the Tigers and the Padres.
In the Padres, and then another 200 million with the Dodgers.
Yeah, I mean, I can pull it up to be totally factual. I just saw it the other day. So the Dodgers are at like $430 million.
Okay.
The Mets are at 373.
Right.
Yankees at like 330. The Padres right at 300 or just below.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, they had to pay big time money for those guys I mentioned: Tatis, Bogarts, Machado, all of those. I mean, Gavin Sheets, Cronenworth, their second base that night. I'm not sure he cost them a ton of money, but they do have some serious money because again, they've got some pitchers as well that they've spent some money on, but just a great start to the way this season has started with McGonigal again, 2 doubles. He missed a home run by only about a foot or so, lacing that second hit, that second double down the right field line. Again, it was just, I think almost every hit was well over 100 off the bat coming on there. And like you said, JC, his strength is his pitch selection. He just has got such a good eye that he is able to swing at the pitches that he wants to. He's not chasing pitches. He's just doing things at a much higher level than you would expect from a 21-year-old kid.
Well, you're right. The obviously after a game like he started out with, the praise inside the locker room is going to be very effusive. I mean, I'm sure the happiest place on earth yesterday was not Disney World. It was the Tigers locker room, because if you saw some of the quotes, Scooble's like talking about this kid's got it. Yeah. He's a special player. Same thing with Riley Green. Maybe that's the case. I mean, obviously, you would imagine he's going to have his ups and downs.
Sure.
I mean, that's just the nature of the beast in baseball. But there's a reason why they brought him up.
All right.
Without playing any AAA baseball, which is very rare.
Very rare.
Very rare. And, we've had some guys in our lifetime that have hit, Cameron Maybin was a can't-miss product. Fortunately for the Tigers, they got a lot for him when they moved him. It was a guy named Miguel Cabrera. So
it worked out pretty good.
Yeah, that was okay.
Pretty good.
But Maybin never achieved the success that was blanketed for him.
Yeah, he was so athletic and fat. Ran like the
people
wind.
were making, and it wasn't even Sparky Anderson. I mean, it was, Sparky Anderson. Kirk Gibson's the next
Mickey Mantle.
I think Sparky called at one point in time everybody in the lineup the next Mickey Mantle.
But that one made the front cover of Sports Illustrated with Gibby running around the bases there. Yep. And I remember, oh my gosh, that was some high praise for Kirk Gibson there.
Actually, the Mets have a higher payroll this year than the Dodgers, mainly because of all the deferred money. Shohei Ohtani is deferring $50 million a year.
That's true.
Yeah. So the Mets have it 357, the Dodgers 322, the Yankees 301, the Phillies 283. Well, the Padres are only $224 million, so I was a little off on that. Yeah, Phillies, Blue Jays, Braves, Astros, really, they're not getting a big bang for their
No,
buck down there.
that's
And
interesting.
There's got a couple. Well, what's his name? The shortstop's making a lot of money. There's a few people on that lineup that make a lot of money.
Right.
But the Tigers are at 209 at the 10 spot.
Okay.
So yeah.
No, just when you think of Skubal there, not knowing what he's coming into with with the lineup, with everything like that. He's got a 4-run cushion when he walks out for his half of the inning to start the 2026 season.
Skubal is 29-1 when getting 6 runs or more in a start.
Sure. Yeah, that makes that's you could probably almost.
I'm sure there's quite a few pitchers. I bet you Justin Verlander in his prime won most of the games. It seemed like when he pitched for the Tigers, Verlander never got any run support.
Oh, I know. Wasn't that
Yeah.
forever, for
Like,
year after
Yeah,
year?
it was nuts. I mean, he lost a number of games, like 3-2.
I remember for a long stretch when Verlander was just really cooking. It's like you went into the game almost expecting a no-hitter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just like, you were at the edge of your seat. You knew what you were getting. If he gave up a hit, it was like, oh, man, because he was so dominant for stretches of his career.
And you get that. I mean, Skubal has
Yes.
that same effect. There's not many left-handed power pitchers in history. Most left-handers are crafty guys.
Yes.
Like Steve Carlton was a power pitcher from the left-hand side. But they are rare.
Yep.
Valdez doesn't throw nearly as hard as Skubal does. Now, he's got a pretty decent fastball.
Right.
But, Skubal is a rare package as a left-hander. He can come at you at 97, and that makes the changeup so effective. So
because it looks like the fastball, the same motion out of his hand. They think it's the fastball coming, and that changeup was just so much slower than his fastball. It just makes those hitters look silly.
It'll be. I know it's wishful thinking, but if you read the quotes from Skubal. And A.J. Hinch yesterday about Skubal. He's just so glad that the season has started.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to talk about money.
Yeah.
Maybe this is going to be a really great Tigers team. And you see a kid like McGonigal come in. If he's going to be able to kind of transform and inject a serious amount of juice, for lack of a better term, maybe Skubal decides to stick around. Maybe this is this team goes to the World Series, and then you've got a little bit more capability. I mean, he's been here his whole life.
Right.
The Tigers gave him his start. If they can get into the mix with the dollars, then maybe they get the kind of a deal where Skubal goes, hey, if they are in the top 5 offers, I'm staying in Detroit.
Sure.
Because why wouldn't you want to?
Yeah.
Why would you want to go to the Mets or the Yankees for an extra $10 million?
Right, exactly. And I think the Tigers are willing to put a competitive offer per year offer. I don't think they want to go the duration that some of these other teams are. I mean, they don't know that as factual information, but they don't want to get into an 8-10 year contract. I don't think. They've seen how those things play out most of the time.
Well, it's so hard with a pitcher.
Yes, exactly.
Garrett Cole is coming back. He started on the 30-day DL. He's coming back from Tommy John surgery.
Yeah.
You wrap up $450 million into one guy, and he blows his arm out, which happens. I don't know what the actual percentage is, but it's got to be 50%.
Yeah. And Cole missed all of last year,
Yeah.
so he's
Well,
still
he
not.
blew it out in the end of May or something like that. So I think he had like 7 starts before.
So it's just not, like you said, when you're investing that kind of money into one guy and, one pitch can change everything, it just is, it's really hard to do that.
I mean, the Dodgers have won the last 2 World Series, but they've had serious injuries in their pitching staff.
Oh, yeah, just imagine if they were healthy.
Oh, God.
I mean, holy cow.
I mean, they didn't have, the Brewers had the best record in baseball last year. They had 97 wins. The Dodgers had, 95? But the cream did rise to the crop, and some of their pitchers came back at the end of the year, and the Dodgers, won the World Series in 7 games. They could have lost to the Blue Jays.
Yes.
Game 7 was one of the greatest baseball games in history.
It was so entertaining.
Yeah.
Last year, that World Series. It was really a lot of fun to watch.
So we are off and running on not only the Friday Faceoff program, but the Detroit Tigers baseball season. Of course, if you don't know by now, we broadcast every single Tigers baseball game right here on Up North Sports Radio 101.1 WGRY for free. And tonight's game, I believe, is 9:40 start on the radio. So that will Tiger fans tune in, and you don't have to pay or even try to hunt down where this game is on TV, where the games are on TV. We have some messages from our very fine partners. We'll be checking in with Kevin Klein from TVC Airport. Gordo will be in.
Gordo.
We're going to have another conversation with the player coach of the Kalkaska Kings, who won their division.
Excellent.
Yeah, so lots coming up here on Friday Face-Off.
Who knew? Fresh air is a destination, a place to breathe in the lapping waves of Torch Lake and explore the tree-lined trails of northern Michigan. A place to connect with nature and each other, one-on-one, in the waves, woods, and wonder of Bel Air. When you're looking to escape the everyday, breathe in the magic of northern Michigan at Shanty Creek Resort in Bel Air and online at shantycreek.com.
Looking for a meaningful way to give back? NEMSCA proudly sponsors the AmeriCorps Senior Volunteer Programs. Adults 55 and older help students achieve success in classrooms, provide friendship and companionship, and make a difference by supporting community partners. You can even receive a stipend and mileage reimbursement for volunteering. Call 877-222-9043 or visit nemcsa.org and click Want to Volunteer under the Services tab to learn more today. nemcsa.org.
Nominations for the Traverse City Record Eagles Simply the Best 2026 Reader's Choice Contest are open. Nominate your favorite businesses, organizations, and professionals in northern Michigan for well-deserved recognition. Nominate once daily in each category through Friday, May 8th. Simply the Best in 2025 broke records, more than 29,000 nominations and more than 39,000 votes. It's more important than ever to support your favorites and help them stand out above the rest. Simply the Best voting begins May 11th, so nominate now at record-eagle.com/simplythebest.
Hi, this is Don Keller, Executive Vice President and National Sales Director at Blue & Associates. We are one of the nation's premier providers of environmental, engineering, energy, and survey assessments, located across all 50 states and even a local office right here in northern Michigan. I have been providing environmental services for over 25 years, and I've succeeded in cleaning up contaminated sites of all kinds. Blue & Associates, cleaning up Michigan and America one site at a time. Visit us at blueinc.com, spelled BLEWINC.com.
Welcome back to Friday Face-Off on Up North Sports Radio. It's time for Destination NHL. Kevin Klein on Destination already. How are you, sir?
Hey, I'm great. Sun and fun is what I'm enjoying.
Yes, I bet you are. Down in Fort Lauderdale, that Easy Allegiant flight?
Non-stop. Gets you here quick.
Yeah, I was at the airport on Wednesday, Kev. You guys were busy. The Allegiant people were checking their stuff in. Delta was happening. So was American.
Yeah, everything is 100% full for this spring break. Everything is just rocking and rolling. And so, this time of year is just really busy. But, great deals are happening. And we have some great deals coming up in April, too.
All right, shoot them out.
Well, we'll start with the Red Wings. Really, we've got to get these guys a little more wins here to finish out the season. So, Buffalo 379, New York 559. That's on the 4th. But the best fares are April 13th. Allegiant is $228 to go see Tampa Bay, and then joining me down in Fort Lauderdale. on April 15th, $96 round trip
Still,
on
I
Allegiant.
cannot believe that flight is still that same price.
Well, it's just because that's the price after spring break. So it gets really, really inexpensive to go on some of those opportunities here in mid-April. So great opportunity there. And then, hey, our Tigers. We got to give our Tigers the shout out here for yesterday's great win. But go see them in Phoenix here coming up. 352 Allegiant. Again, 352. That is pretty awesome to head out towards the west. You got Boston. That's a little more pricey. Can't wait for that nonstop to start in May. But 654. But it's Cincinnati Reds, 309. So some pretty good fares going on right now. I spent the last few days with the airlines, and they're looking forward to the forward bookings here for this summer. So things are good in TVC.
Yeah, tvcairport.com. You can find all the destinations like Kevin indicated. A lot of nonstops coming online in the next 30 days. Boston, Houston, Denver, Dallas, Minneapolis. It's crazy how much your flight's availability changes as we get to the spring into the late spring, Kev.
Absolutely, absolutely. We got great airline partners bringing us 19 nonstop destinations across the U.S. And, we keep bringing those destinations and airlines to Northern Michigan because why? Northern Michigan flies them, and that's what's awesome. So thank you to Northern Michigan, and, visit tvcairport.com for their latest fares.
Good thing you built that extra parking lot because it's full already.
Thank you, Northern Michigan.
Yeah, thank you, Kev. Enjoy your time down there, and we'll be back with you next week for Destination MLB.
You got it. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. There you go. Even more jubilant on vacation. Kevin getting ready to meet the fam and take one of those 3-day cruises, Turks and Caicos.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Well deserved. Kevin works hard there to bring us a great airline here in Northern Michigan, right in our backyard. And really awesome. With the price of gas right now, flying is really a great deal.
No, it really is. I should have asked Kevin. He probably didn't have it in front of him about flying to Chicago today to see Michigan play.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much fun would that have been? A last
you can
minute
still go.
trip.
So check it out.
Yeah. Check it out.
United has a couple of flights a day from TVC into Chicago. So if you have a hankering to see Michigan take on the Alabama Crimson Tide, they better shoot. Better shoot the ball very well, Alabama, or it could look a lot like the Arkansas-Arizona game from last night.
Yeah, that's for sure. That game got away from Arkansas quickly, and Arizona was just. They just absolutely dominant.
Arizona. It's kind of looking like an Arizona U of M. I don't. Can they meet in the finals? I think it's a semifinal.
Yeah, but that would be something for sure. But our Arizona team looked really, really good last night. That's for sure. But like you said, we got a lot of good games going on tonight, of course. The Big Ten continues to play pretty well.
You think?
And continues to move on, man, in most situations.
I was surprised that Iowa beat Nebraska.
I was too.
But Nebraska did go ice cold, and it just goes to show you, it's when your shots don't fall.
Yeah.
And man, Iowa played great down the stretch.
They sure did.
The games, those first two games out of the block were neck and neck, one-pointers all the way. It was hard to decide which game to watch.
Oh, I know. Yeah, exactly. I got tendonitis in my remote fingers there, going back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah. Very, very fun to watch. I was surprised. I think I actually had Illinois. I'd have to pull up my bracket. Beating Houston. but they handled them quite easily.
They did. They really stifled that team. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, you saw that the halftime score was like 23.
It was
20
it was ugly.
It was
The
you're
first
right.
half was
It was really ugly. And then the second half was better. But I mean, right, that first half was just. I kept wondering, like, this score's got to be stuck. So I go back and check on it.
No, I was
like,
watching
it's
these guys throwing up bricks all over the
Yeah.
place. I mean, the defense was fantastic.
that shot that built the gym.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, the defense that Iowa played in that, with the last 9 or 10
Yeah.
minutes was stifling.
It was. No, they played really, really well. So that's another thing there for sure. And then Purdue, to get a win there, that was pretty awesome to see. But overall, and then of course Michigan State go tonight. Awesome about
Yeah,
that.
they got Michigan will not be on the radio here, folks, because we got a Red Wings game.
Yeah.
So they take precedence over that. So I apologize if you were. There's a couple of people that every time Michigan is not on the radio, they send us.
Do they really?
Yeah, they're like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "Well, we've got the Red Wings, and I can't."
It's good and bad. You know what I mean? We're glad that they're really tuned into this Michigan team, which is really cool. But also there are contractual obligations.
Yes.
Must abide by.
It's part of our deal with the Tigers, actually.
Okay.
So,
it's the combo platter.
if you want to call it that. Yeah, you've got a great St. John's and Duke starts it off
right
tonight at 7:00. Michigan's a half an hour behind that versus Alabama. Then Michigan State and UConn, and then the final game out of the blocks. Where is it? What?
Yeah, the Tennessee-Iowa State
Yeah,
game.
that'll be an interesting game.
It will. What do you think? That Michigan State-UConn game is the closest 1.5 point favorite is UConn. That seems to be the betting people think that's by far the closest matchup.
Yeah, I agree. They played each other. UConn beat them. I think it was like by 5 or 6 points. It was early on in the year. UConn's had its struggles recently, and Michigan State's playing their best basketball of the year.
Sure.
A lot of their pieces that have been pretty inconsistent have been nailing shots and playing better defense and everything else. It should be one for the ages.
Yeah. No, sure. Two great coaches going at it there. Both very intense. So that'll be a lot of fun for sure.
The matchups after the wins last night. So Iowa's going to play Illinois in a Big Ten.
Okay.
So you got to like Illinois there, especially the way they played. And then Purdue is playing Arizona. I don't think Purdue just has that one big guy inside.
Yeah.
The Arizona throws 3 or 4.
They do. They're big. They're long. They're a lot like Michigan.
They are a lot like Michigan, period.
Yeah.
They're almost mirror images of
Right.
themselves, except for, Arizona's guards are both freshmen. They're not playing like freshmen.
No.
But there's looking down the road, it's going to be very interesting.
Oh, yeah. It's really, I mean, sometimes in years past, if, your teams haven't been involved this late into Sweet 16 or Elite Eights and things like that, you can maybe lose a little interest. But there's no lost interest in this year whatsoever. I mean, it is like all of it is must-see TV.
On our little flagship here at 97.1 The Ticket, people are floating the idea of, Michigan State could play in the final game.
How amazing would that be?
Well, you might as well throw that in. So Michigan State and Michigan playing in the final game, and then Michigan State playing in the final Frozen Four. That is a little bit more likely.
Yeah,
yeah.
Because those two have been pretty much the best
the best
hockey
two teams in hockey in college
all year.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Yeah, it's good times to be a collegiate high school or collegiate sports fan for the Sparties and U of M. Plus, both the gals teams are still in the tournament as well.
Very good. Yeah, really, the state of Michigan is represented very well.
Quite well. Let's head to break. I'm going to try to see if we can get Cam Miller, the coach of the Kalkaska Kings, on the line. We'll have Gordo on. Lots happening still here on Up North Sports Radio's Friday Face-Off, brought to us by TVCAirport.com.
It's time for the Up North Sports Radio Northern Michigan Trail Report, brought to you by your Michigan Toro authorized dealer, Outdoor Equipment Co. in Houghton Lake, Lansing, and Detroit. OutdoorEquipCO.com. Toro, count on it.
I'm Melissa Sullivan, outdoor enthusiast and your host. Northern Michigan is still feeling the weight of the recent ice storm. While power is mostly back on, trail systems are facing a long road to recovery. Ogama County Snowmobile Club reports trees down across their entire 105-mile network. Some sections are currently impossible to pass, and others remain closed while DNR and local clubs evaluate the damage. In Roscommon County, Houghton Lake groomers are on standby waiting for green light from DNR to begin the massive cleanup. Further west, Kalkaska sand and snow report warmer conditions have melted ice from trees, allowing groups to safely begin evaluating and cleaning up. Reach out to your snowmobile and ORV club if you're interested in volunteering to help clear. Anyone on the trails, please remember to pay attention and use extreme caution. Watch for down and hanging limbs and trees. Remember your patience. These trails will take time to restore. Your current ORV trail permit expires March 31st. Make sure you're renewed and ready for the spring season.
Remember to ride smart, ride right, and don't leave your trash. Leave a good impression. Visit us on UpNorthSportsRadio.com for more information on how to ride safe.
This has been your Up North Sports Radio Northern Michigan Trail Report, brought to you by your Michigan Toro authorized dealer, Outdoor Equipment Co. in Houghton Lake, Lansing, and Detroit. OutdoorEquipCO.com. Toro, count on it. Mowing the yard will no longer be a chore with a Toro Time Cutter, built to tackle big jobs while fitting in small spaces with zero-turn maneuverability. Getting on and off the mower is a breeze with a step-through front end. Comfort comes standard with a seat that provides the ultimate in padding and back support. The Toro Time Cutter is available in a variety of deck sizes and special features. Head to your local Toro authorized dealer, Outdoor Equipment Co. in Houghton Lake, Lansing, and Detroit, or visit OutdoorEquipmentCo.com. Toro, count on it. Your local Gaylord Gardner White Furniture Store is celebrating their Detroit roots with a spectacular 313 sale. Get 31.3% off the greatest brands like Flex Steel, Cindy Crawford Home, Daniels Amish, and Drew and Jonathan Home. Gardner White is Michigan's #1 mattress store with Tempur-Pedic, Beauty Rest Black, Serta Sealy, and every other big mattress brand. Sleep better, live better. Visit your friendly Gaylord Gardner White across from Meyer. Same owners, same place. All new attitude.
The days are getting warmer, and before you know it, you'll be hearing the sweet sounds of lawnmowers, weed eaters, and chainsaws. How's your lawn equipment working? McLean's Repair Shop is ready to get your equipment in tip-top condition. Bring it in now and be ready to tackle your outdoor chores as soon as the ground goes from white to green. And should you need new equipment, McLean's carries the long-lasting, dependable line of steel products. McLean's Ace Hardware and Repair Shop in Grayling, your one-stop shop for all things spring.
Welcome back to Friday Face-Off here on Up North Sports Radio, brought to us by TVCAirport.com. Jerry Coyne and Rich Calkins in studio. On the phone with Coach Cam Miller from the Kalkaska Kings. Coach, you're having a hell of a season.
Yeah, it's been pretty awesome. We've had a very good start.
Well, we're almost down to the end of this. This is the last regular season game this weekend. Is that right?
Yeah, we have two. We have our last two are Saturday and Sunday at home.
Yeah, at the Coliseum, the cozy confines of the Coliseum. You guys have had some pretty good crowds. It's been a great home ice advantage, hasn't it?
Yeah, and it definitely has. Our fans have been great. That's why we've been fighting so hard so we could have playoff advantage, home ice advantage in the playoffs, is because our fans have been great. So, and we actually just clinched that last week that we will have home ice throughout the entire playoffs.
Yeah, Coach, who does it look like you're going to match up with in that first round of playoffs?
Well, I think it's going to be the winner of – so we have a bye the first round. So actually we get to skip all the way to the semifinals.
Cool.
And most likely it'll be the winner of Alpena or St. Ignace will be who we play the first round.
Yeah, well, that's
our first round.
Yeah, you've got both of those teams this weekend, right, Coach? You've got St. Ignace
on Saturday and Alpena on Sunday.
So tickets are still available for those games at the Coliseum, folks. 7 o'clock on Saturday evening, and then Sunday at 1 o'clock versus Alpena. And man, the price of admission is well worth the entertainment value on the ice, Coach.
Oh yeah, it's good hockey. Saturday we've fought against those guys plenty of times. That actually the only team to beat us twice in regulation is St. Ignace, and Sunday we play Alpena. We've had their number most of the season, but it's hockey; anything can really happen. So.
Tell our listeners a little bit about your team. If they haven't been to the Coliseum to see you play, what are they going to get?
I think with our team, I know with a lot of other, semi-pro hockey teams and stuff like that, you get fights, you get this, you get that, and our team, we can stick up for ourselves. We have guys that are tough, but our team, we prioritize actually playing the game the right way. Okay. We actually enjoy winning, and winning to us is the most important thing. So we have a lot of skill on our team, and we just prioritize winning. We like winning. Stay out of the
penalty
crap
box
and win hockey games.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, tough to win games when you're in the sin bin a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Coach, what did St. Ignace gather up a team there, recruit a bunch of guys from their pond hockey tournament they have each year?
I don't know. I think the St. Ignace actually, they're predominantly, I think most of their team lives in the Sioux.
Okay.
I think they're a bunch of Sioux guys from U.S. and Canada. I think they got a bunch of guys from both sides of the border. But I think for the most part they come from the Sioux. We actually have a guy on our team from St. Ignace, so I think they pull a lot of their guys from the Sioux.
Okay.
Yeah, guys that maybe played for Lake Superior State and things like that. There's that university right there in Sault Ste. Marie. Is that Lake Superior?
Yeah, Lake Superior State. Yeah.
Yeah, Lake Superior State's right on the border.
Yeah, that's right. Those kids in the UP are just like Canadians, just they're born on skates.
You recruit some great greyhounds and things like that too across the border.
But Coach Miller and the Kalkaska Kings, I mean, this is we can stretch it out and call it Hockey Village, not Hockey Town, Coach.
Well, why not?
Yeah, it's been great. Our season's been good, and I say that we've had a good start to the season because it's not overly about what you do during the regular season. It's about how you finish. So it's about winning the whole thing.
Coach, if you keep winning games in the playoffs, does that just stay in Kalkaska? Are those just continue to be home games?
No, so actually, the Coliseum, like a lot of other rinks, the Coliseum will actually not have ice. They take it out for their festivals and stuff like that during the summertime. Okay. So our playoff games are actually played at Center Ice.
In
Traverse City.
Cool.
So we'll be playing at Center Ice, and it all just depends. Yeah, if we keep winning, then what'll happen is if we win the first two games. Hopefully we do in our second round. Then we will have won that round, and then we'll play in the finals, which games 1 and 2 will be also at Center Ice. We don't know the dates. It all just kind of depends on how we do, how the other division does. But, yeah, predominantly most of our playoff games will be at Traverse City because we
great
home ice
facility
throughout the playoffs.
Great facility. So, and just 20 minutes down the road from Kalkaska, so I'm sure your fans will travel well and keep cheering you on, but you get to see them tomorrow at 7 or Sunday at 1 o'clock at the Coliseum. Cam Miller, coach of the Kalkaska Kings, thanks for joining us here on Friday Face-Off.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you having me.
All right, go Kings.
Yeah, go Kings. Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
There you go. You got to love semi-pro hockey.
Oh, no question about it. I just absolutely love it. Guys that just want to keep playing, man, and just love the game.
And and maybe get the opportunity to hoist a trophy.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I just want to give a couple of things out. Lindsay is cleaning up what's left over of the ski season, which came to an end at Shanty Creek and Shush Mountain this past weekend. Now they have date night, Rich.
Date night.
Okay, so every Friday through May, a romantic dinner for two. A glass of wine, just $19 per person. Like tonight's entree is honey ginger duck or mushroom and bacon stuffed pork loin.
Whoa,
For
yeah.
$19 a person.
That's a great
And
price.
a glass of wine. So, if you're looking for a date night, get out of the house and not breaking the bank, then that is a great deal.
Sure is.
At the Lakeview Restaurant, which is gorgeous, has great views. And then the spring golf deal has been kicked off. $39 for 18 holes, including cart. You can play Cedar River, Hawkeye, or the Legend, available April 24th through May 12th. Book your tee times now. Spring is here. You can also go to shantycreek.com to start getting great rates on staycations or golf getaways. If you want, looking ahead, you want to have some of your buds come up and have a big golf vacation.
Sure.
Now's the time to book it.
It is,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, it's this snow will be gone soon, and everyone will be out on
clubs
the
will be
links.
coming out, and
Yeah.
speaking of that, Finding Fairways starting next weekend.
Excellent.
Yeah. Just before we get kicked off with the Masters, our golf show here runs every Saturday and Sunday at what are we at? 8 o'clock? I can't remember. I have to check with programming.
Okay.
When we return here on Up North Sports Radio's Friday Face-Off, the one, the only Gordon Miller.
Who knew? Fresh air is a destination, a place to breathe in the lapping waves of Torch Lake and explore the tree-lined trails of northern Michigan. A place to connect with nature and each other, one-on-one, in the waves, woods, and wonder of Bel Air. When you're looking to escape the everyday, breathe in the magic of northern Michigan at Shanty Creek Resort in Bel Air and online at shantycreek.com.
Nominations for the Traverse City Record Eagles Simply the Best 2026 Reader's Choice Contests are open. Nominate your favorite businesses, organizations, and professionals in northern Michigan for well-deserved recognition. Nominate once daily in each category through Friday, May 8th. Simply the Best in 2025 broke records, more than 29,000 nominations and more than 39,000 votes. It's more important than ever to support your favorites and help them stand out above the rest. Simply the Best voting begins May 11th, so nominate now at record-eagle.com/simplythebest.
She's the love of your life, but she's getting old. Do you keep her or part ways? Thanks to Roscommon Auto Recyclers, you can get the older parts she needs to keep humming along. Roscommon Auto Recyclers has a large inventory of original manufacturer recycled auto parts. And if they don't have what you're looking for, the sales team can find it for you. Here's to many more years of the love of your life. Roscommon Auto Recyclers. They do it all. RoscommonAutoRecyclers.com.
Welcome back to Friday Face-Off here on Up North Sports Radio, brought to us by TVCAirport.com. Jerry Coyne, Rich Calkins joining Gordon Miller, Miller Lending, on the telephone. Hello, sir.
Sirs, how are you guys?
Doing good, Gordo.
How can you not be doing great after watching that Tiger game yesterday?
You know, I know I was watching some of the Seattle game last night because I was really hoping we could cut the magic number to 160, but they won.
Yeah, the Guardians beat the Mariners.
Yeah.
I don't know how much the Guardians. Their payroll is $79 million this year.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, they just brought Reese Hoskins back, so it tells you they're sparing no expense here trying to field a team, but.
Field a team.
Just to field a team. Yeah, I one of my guys is a Cleveland guy, and he gave up around the same time they brought Deshaun Watson over. So it's anytime I feel bad about Detroit, he shuts me up pretty quick.
Is Deshaun Watson pitching for the Guardians?
Well, the Browns with their 8 quarterbacks and their 5 football coaches, and Jim Schwartz still unemployed. That's weird to me, but
Yeah.
all right. But hey, Kevin McGonigal is the story for a day. So my son, who took the odds for him to win Rookie of the Year, he's very excited now. 4 hits every game. He's going to take it easily.
He will definitely win. If he hits 800 for the year,
Yeah.
I think he will certainly be at least Rookie of the Year.
That's funny, yeah.
He'd be in the running. He would be in the running.
I'm sure the odds have changed after one day, Gordo, of baseball.
Did they change a lot, Rich?
I don't know. I was just when you mentioned
probably.
that he was, I think, by some sites the betting favorite to win Rookie of the Year, and I was just wondering what those odds were prior to yesterday and after yesterday. So that's.
I think at one point I might have heard plus 380 when he was telling us what he wanted for dinner, but that could be wrong.
Well, shall we talk about Buffalo? The Red Wings go into Buffalo tonight with to face a Buffalo Sabres team that is having a very, very good year, and they probably have the best goalie in hockey. So goals are going to be at a premium in a game that the Red Wings really need to win.
Oh.
I was so excited, as you guys know, last night when I was texting you, I said, could we just please talk about the Red Wings on the show today, just so I could, there's not a cloud in the sky down here. I needed a dark cloud or two, so I really appreciate that, JC. That's great. That's wonderful.
What do you? I'm sorry. We're going to be broadcasting the game, so we got to talk about it.
Yeah.
Well, all right, there you go. When do the Pistons play next? Tomorrow? That'll be on too, right? They're the fun story. It's crazy in the sense to see this happen this year after
last year,
all of it. And the year before. It started with Montreal and the Ottawa games, and then all of a sudden it turned, and then Dylan Larkin, so disappointed last year that they didn't do enough, and okay, David Perron and Justin Falk, and I'm sitting there thinking, is this really going to be enough? And it hasn't. I had to explain to Carolina Hurricane friends of mine down here that back in January they said, well, you're going to get your playoffs this year, and I said, am I really? It's I know it's the patient path, and we're going to trust Stevie here like we trust Brad Holmes, but boy, I've only got so many years to wait, guys. I can't sit here and do this for another 20. I won't be here.
It's obvious that it was not enough to be done, and they probably should have done the Hughes deal in what was that, in the beginning of February, and I don't know what it's going to be like. If they could easily still win, and I shouldn't say easily. It's not, even if they were playing great hockey, the way the playoff gangbang is right now is insane. I mean, it's like
the
baseball
whole Eastern
was.
Conference.
Yeah, it was like baseball was a few years ago before they added in these play-in games.
Yeah.
When a couple of teams, there was like 4 teams in the running for the one playoff spot, and that's the way it is this year. And now the Flyers are jumping in there. It's nuts.
And to think that, the goal was always, well, if you got to 94 points or so, you're safe.
Yeah, no.
And then you look at it this year, and it's like, well, if you got to 86 points and you're in the West, you're like the 3 seed. It's really bizarre to see the imbalance between the East and the West. And the Wings are out shooting teams, and they just can't. A lot of goalposts lately. It's just not working. That little bit. But if I don't see another Kachuk for the rest of the season, I'd be happy.
Well, you will. Unfortunately, you're going to see a lot of Kachucks because they play the Panthers twice more before the end of the year.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. The crazy thing is what they beat the Canadians. Was it 4 games ago? And that
sounds about right.
Yeah,
yes,
that
right.
tied them at 84 points. Since then, the Wings don't have any more points, and the Canadians are at 90.
The Boston game started it, and it's been at home.
Yeah.
Those games they lost were at home.
Now the Senators are 2 points up. It's the Blue Jackets won again. They're at 87 points. So the Wings are and the Islanders won yesterday too. So they're 3 points up on the Wings, both the Blue Jackets and the Wings. The Wings are now 3 points out of the wild card. They have got to win games.
Yes, in regulation.
And now they've got multiple teams to pass now. That's the other issue.
Yeah.
It's not just one.
It's scary, and I don't know what it's going to be like for Steve Yzerman if they miss the playoffs again.
Oh, I know it. Yeah, you know
the Yzer plan is underserved.
It's worked great for Grand Rapids. I mean, and Sebastian Cossa. I mean, is the kid ever going to get a shot? He played great in Grand Rapids. He gets called up because, again, Cam Talbot doesn't play anymore. Is he hurt, or just they finally figured out he can't stop the puck anymore?
He got re-hurt just, I think, the other day in practice, and then they brought up they didn't bring up Cossa. They brought up the other dude.
Oh my God!
I was stunned by that. I mean, like, really?
Well, and the whole point being is Stevie's been so protective of the draft picks and doesn't want to give up a first rounder. And you've got 3 or 4 first rounders during his regime that are long gone.
Yep.
It'd be a great time to play a clip, of Ernie, but it's the draft picks are draft picks.
Right.
And, to watch these teams that I'd give up 2 number ones for Quinn Hughes. The only question is, could I sign him? But he doesn't. Stevie won't take the risk, and I don't know what happened to him in Tampa that created this whole aura.
Right.
Well, because they drafted so well.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is kind of the residue of what people think about Brad Holmes, is that he's been a great drafter, other than 2 years ago.
Right.
So I'm like, well, when we're drafting against other teams, that's our advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And it hasn't worked out for Yzerman. I will say one thing in his defense: the lotteries, the screw jobs that the Wings have got on the lotteries are epic.
Yeah.
But that's the way it goes. The Wings have 11. The Wings have 11 games left to play. And 2 of the teams that they play of those 11 are not involved in playoff action. So 9 of them are either in the playoffs or fighting for the playoffs, including the Flyers, who are right up our snuggle
So it's
bug.
basic like you're going to see playoff hockey the last
been
11.
playoff hockey, and they're not. And they're maybe we shouldn't make the playoffs because we're not good at playoff hockey because we're playing in the playoffs right now and we're not winning.
Well, you might remember the famous statement Stevie made. The trade deadline didn't do anything. He said, I don't want to just sneak into the 8th spot. I want to be a team that can go ahead and contend to win. Well, right now, you made a couple moves. You're trying to get back into that 8th spot. So, you almost got to wonder, has there been any kind of ultimatum issued? It's weird. And you've also got the issue that all these teams are playing each other. So it's not like you're going to say, well, hey, maybe Columbus, the Islanders, Ottawa, they're all going to lose. No, they're playing each other, so somebody's going to take points out.
Oh, they got super lucky 2 days ago when everybody lost.
Yeah.
Everybody lost.
Everybody lost,
that
and they're
was the point.
still
right. That was the point I was going to make. I'm watching all these games. I'm like, oh crap, they've all got easy matchups, and then it's like, boom, they lost, and they all lost to non-playoff teams, which made it even more ridiculous. So
they got the biggest breaks of their lives, and they didn't do anything.
Can't
with
take
it.
advantage of it.
Right.
Yeah. They just seem to struggle scoring 5-on-5. Unless they go, I mean,
seam.
Yeah,
I don't think there's a seam there.
What I just don't. You got to wait for the special teams power play to actually put the puck in the net. I mean, that's just crazy.
Start diving, dive more.
Yeah.
So let's switch to a happy topic, Gordo. Your Wolverines. You're not flying to Chicago today, huh?
I did not hear that. Are they not going?
No, I'm asking why aren't you flying to Chicago to see the Michigan Wolverines play?
Well, because my first trip would have been to Washington D.C. and
to see your beloved.
We're waiting. We're going to wait for Indianapolis, but No, I mean the DC bracket. They almost got exactly what they wanted. It was Duke, UConn, Michigan State, and Kansas, but Kansas lost. And then I'm watching Iowa and Nebraska. It's like, oh, that's all balanced. That's one Final Four with a bunch of teams that were all ranked in the top 6, and then one with nobody. Thanks to Florida and Houston.
Well,
but it's becoming a Big Ten tournament. You've got a real shot at having a whole Big Ten Final Four still, which would be the worst thing for national TV in history.
Okay. How do
Who would watch that?
What do you think? Are you worried about Duke losing to St. John's? You better be.
I'm not as much as I probably should be. I just think that defensively they'll be able to keep St. John's suppressed. It's hard to run on Duke because of their size and the way they rebound and play defense. And I got a feeling they may look better in the Sweet 16 and Elite 8 than they looked in the first 2 rounds. Caleb Foster may be back tonight, which would be a huge boost for Duke. But I'm equally worried about the Alabama matchup. I mean, I assume it's going to be a high-scoring game. I assume Michigan will bring their A game, but Alabama's no joke. So I'm watching my teams have tough matchups, and I'm watching Iowa play Nebraska. It's like, oh, okay.
Okay.
Balanced.
Well, thank you, Gordo, for that ray of sunshine. We got to go back to 97.1 The Tickets.
Go get them, Gordo.
I'm sure we'll be texting
You got
tonight.
it. Thanks, Rich.
All right.
All right. There you go.
All right, guys. Yep.
Mr. Happy.
Absorb some of that sunshine, Gordo. Absorb it.
That's what happens when you root for Duke and everybody's hurt. Yeah. That's going to do it for us here on Friday Face Off. We got to go back to 97.1 The Ticket. Thanks to our good friends at tvcairport.com for providing this platform. And don't forget Tiger Baseball tonight. Woo! Well, you got Red Wings at 7 o'clock tonight, and then
Tigers at
9:40.
Yep.
So enjoy your sports here on Up North Sports Radio.
101.1 WGRY Grayling, a division of Blarney Stone Broadcasting, with 97.1 Detroit Sports Radio Network, powered by Gardner White Furniture in Gaylord. Same owners, same location, all new attitude. Up North Sports Radio. Your local Gaylord Gardner White Furniture store is celebrating their Detroit roots with a spectacular 313 sale. Get 31.3%